Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to go over some of the new releases and just some of the stuff going on with my candles, my business. If you don't know, I'm the owner of South of Sanity Candles.com. Make spooky candles, spooky wax melts, Halloween themed. Little different than most companies. Mine are always a little darker, a little more gothic, most of the time. One of the questions I've had, a lot lately is, your company's called South of Sanity Candles, but online you don't have any candles. You just have wax melts. Well, back in November or December, once the whole Halloween rush kind of subdued a little bit, I started revisiting, my candles. As a small company, can't really sell these that cheap. Can't get the materials or all the oils and all that, for the same prices as larger companies. So, everyone deals with this same issue, small candle companies. And I wanted better performance and throw. See, it's been about a year since I started my candle company online. And they performed pretty good. They did perform okay, for being a small 7.5, 8 ounce candle. But I wanted more. I wanted the best. One thing that I have learned, over the last few years of candle making is apparently I have OCD. I'm always tweaking things, trying to make them better. I'm always wanting the best. And these candles that I did have, they did perform well. I had the X-Wick, and I had jumped on that bandwagon. Oh, with the soy wax. I don't know, about a year before I got that. The company started online, and I just wasn't happy with it. They burn well with these wooden wicks. I have recently reformulated my wax to a bit more paraffin. My opinion, I believe I get a better representation of the scent, better throw. It's just it's more difficult to wick, and that's the reason it's been taking so long to put the candles back online. I have spent the last about 4 months trying pretty much every wick known to man to try to get this new blend just perfect. You gotta tick all the boxes for all the safety. Then you gotta tick all the boxes for the performance as well. Wax pull, flame height, whether it soots or not, temperature of the candle while it's burning, how it's going to perform at the top of the candle and how it's going to perform at the bottom. There's just so many things, that can make or break a candle. And since apparently I have OCD, yeah, I'm taking it to extremes. I want perfect. I want to have the best. So that's what I've been working on the last few months. Pretty close. I have tried hundreds of different wicks, different wax blends. Last few months, I do have some that work pretty well. I think I'm down to about 10 wicks that I'm trying right now, trying to see which ones, check all the boxes. So that's what I've been working on. These candles that I released last year, with the mostly soy wax, a little bit of paraffin in it. I could pretty much almost put any scent in here with that wick, and it would perform. As long as you follow directions and trim your wick. I did have one customer send me a picture of her candle when it was burning, and I don't know, it was like the third or fourth burn, and she said, is the wick supposed to, or is the flame supposed to be that high? It was like 2 inches, and it didn't look like that wick had ever been trimmed. And the answer is no. No, you got to trim your wicks. And these wicks are a little bit harder to trim. You can't really get in there with scissors. You got to use like nail clippers or a traditional wick trimmer. in order for it to perform perfectly. So with the new wax blend, I did try the wooden wicks, some success, but the see soy, it's a harder wax. It's got a lower melt point than the wax I'm using currently, but it burns differently with the wood wicks. I did try the wooden X wicks and just the regular wooden wicks in my new wax blend, and the wicks just burn a little too hot, just a little too hot for my liking. Does it pass the the heat standard? Yeah, it's pretty close. I don't want it pretty close though. I want it perfect. So I did buy pretty much every cotton wick known to man, and I've been testing those for I don't know months. I got a few that think I'm going to settle on. I've tried cotton wicks, braided wicks, zinc core wicks, paper core, cotton core, every kind of core. There's pros and cons to all of them. Some of them will give you a really good melt pull at the beginning, and then later on down in the jar, once you get a half, a third, it'll heat the jar up a little hot. Make your candle burn faster than it should. Heat the jar up a little bit more than it should be. And then you got some that stand straight up in the jar, which is what I like. I don't like the wicks leaning too much to one side, and then you get like an uneven melt pool, or that side of the jar gets a little warmer than the other side, and you just get performance problems. And then some of them, they burn really good, but it just gives off too much soot. So yeah, been trying to balance all that out. Really, really close. And I got a few candidates that have ticked all the boxes. I got to continue my testing. I've sent a couple out, to some of my testers, see what they say about those. But all in all, I do like the performance on this this wax blend that I'm using now. It's got just a little bit more paraffin than the other ones. If I could go 100% paraffin, I probably would. But the problem with that is, even though it's got a higher melt point, it's a softer wax. So I would have more trouble shipping, during the summertime, during the hot months. Unfortunately, the peak time for Halloween candles is around August, which happens to be one of the hottest months of the year. So I have to keep that in mind when I'm developing my wax blends. So yeah, a lot of things to overcome, a lot of things to look at. I've been looking at different vessels. I've been trying different, candle jars and stuff. And, like I tried this metal tin. Love the look of these. It's just my wax doesn't do well in here. If I had a softer wax and I was shipping these in February, yeah, I could get those to work perfectly. But my more fragrant, more truer scent wax that I've been using doesn't work well enough. One jar that I'm excited about that I've been using, testing lately, is these 3-wick jar. These will probably be 14.5 ounces, pretty much like Goose Creek or Bath and Body Works. One of the reasons I love this jar is it's pretty substantial. It's heavy. It's got the really thick glass, for heat retention. So the jar doesn't get too hot. I have a Bath and Body Works Apple Weather here that I've you can see side by side. You can see the difference in the width of the glass, and I like that. The problem with this one is they're out of stock, so I only have a few cases of these. Hopefully they come back before peak Halloween season, so I could have some of these ready. I probably won't have all of my scents in candle form, especially the 3 wicks. Probably just the main sellers. the ones that throw very well, I'll have those. Just because of the jar availability. I don't really want to go to, just a standard jar, like Bath and Body Works and Goose Creek and all that. I want these ones. I want the really thick glass. Probably hold it better in shipping as well too. But yeah, I've been working on those. I had bought some of these stainless steel 3-wick tins. It's not really tin, it's metal. But these are pretty cool, except I don't like the lid. It just lays on there. It doesn't seal. And this was, in candle form, this was probably one of my weakest scents. And that's why I didn't have the candle in Midnight Dragon Fruit, even though I love this scent. It's probably going away. I got it on sale right now on the site. Wax melts perform well. Just I couldn't get it to throw in the candle, so I wanted to try my new wax with a bigger candle. This one, for instance, was way underwicked, way underwicked. After measuring, this vessel is the same exact diameter as like a Homeworks 4 wicks. So I don't know. Maybe I'll play around with 4 wicks in here and see if it'll work. But my wax, I just don't think it's going to work in that jar. It's a little tougher to burn because of the higher melt point. But I'm going to sacrifice that for the performance and the fragrance throw. See what happens there. I am going to have these amber jars again this year, since I have a whole bunch of them laying around. This one is Summer Witch. Very, very fragrant. One of my strongest scents. I'm burning Spring Witch right here. A tester. Spring Witch is it's a thrower. I had to turn down the oils in this one just a little bit because it overwhelmed me in my bedroom. Spring Witch is like I said, probably one of my first floral forward scents, and most florals are strong. Let me go over some of these releases that just came out. This one never released, but it's something I was working on. Black jelly beans. Since I pretty much have every black licorice, anise oil known to man, I was messing around with trying to get something that smelled like black jelly beans, like black licorice candy and, like some kind of like sweet candy mixed in with it. It's pretty good. When I first blended it, it smelled perfect. It smelled amazing. It smelled just like black jelly beans. But once it sat for a few days and I came back and smelled it, it smells just like Jägermeister. So, yeah, I'm going to work on that one. It won't be ready this year, but I'm thinking next Easter, yeah, I'll probably have black jelly beans. Just need to tweak it a little bit. Let's see. Came out with that Spring Witch box. It's got all 4 seasons of the witch. Here's Summer Witch, one of my favorites. It's got the updated label for this year. One of them all kind of looking the same. Oh yeah, that one is good. And then we got Spring Witch, just released. I didn't want to release it just in the box and make everyone buy the box, just to smell Spring Witch. So I released Spring Witch as well. And the single wax mount. This one's really good. Got like dried florals, incense, patchouli, and like a little bit of smoke. Really good. I like this one. Very strong too. Oh, next one. We got Watermelon Scarecrow. Today is St. Patrick's Day, so I got some green. Love the label on this one. This is my 3rd Scarecrow, using the same Scarecrow base that I've used in Tomato Scarecrow and Apple Scarecrow. Not as crazy as Tomato Scarecrow, but also not as sweet as apple scarecrow. This one's more of like a watermelon rind, not like the sweet flesh or the like the sweet the watermelon fruit part of a watermelon, the red part. But this is more like the rind, the flesh of the watermelon. Just a touch of sweetness. Not probably not what you're expecting. It's got a little bit of hay, a little bit of damp earth, and watermelon rind. Yeah, pretty fitting for a South of Sanity scent for spring, summertime. I like it. Oh, and then lastly, I have Desert Thunderstorm, just released. This one is like a petrichor, like a damp, wet earth. It's got some aquatic notes in there, and cactus blossom. You kind of sweeten it up a little bit so it's not over the top petrichor. I like it. I wanted something, I don't think anyone can replicate rain, including me. But I wanted something close to it, like what it would smell like when thunderstorms like come in or had just left, and you get that damp earth with mixed with some of some of the scents that you would see in a desert, like cactus blossom and that earthy petrichor. I like it. It's bright and dark at the same time. But yeah, I like it. So yeah, I'm still working on the wicks. Lots and lots of testing. Let me show you some of the wicks that I have been testing for the last few months. It's hundreds of wicks, different sizes, different brands, same brands from different companies, just in case they burn differently. But I'm getting close. It's very close. Should have no problem having them ready by the Halloween season when it's time to release Halloween scents. Hoping to have them ready by fall as well. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. Got some really good Halloween scents that are gonna release this year. I'm still gonna have the same ones from last year as well. There are a few that are gonna go away, just to make room for the new ones. But yeah, I'm very excited. I got some really, really good ones that I have formulated for this year. I wanted to have more, but I'm spending most of my time trying to get these perfected, especially in the candle form. If for some reason I come up with a really good scent, that performs well in wax melts, but it doesn't really translate in the candle, I probably just won't release it in the candle. Yeah, I won't release anything that I don't think performs well, at least in my opinion. But yeah, that's what I've been working on, if you've been wondering. Should have some releases coming out definitely in August. Not sure when I'm going to release the fall. I don't have a whole lot of new ones for fall. Maybe even put them together. Who knows? But yeah, those are definitely coming. So yeah, thanks for watching.